Good morning, everybody. I get a lot of questions from people about the different tunings to use for old-time banjo and which one to use for what songs and how to get there, etc. So I thought I'd make a little basic beginner's guide to old-time banjo tunings that you can click and download the tab from the page that's listed in the comments so that you can follow along. And this by no means is intended to be every tuning that people use for old-time banjo. I just want to go through a few common ones so that you can get started. The basic one is an open G tuning. It's probably the first tuning most people learn for the 5-string banjo. It's that high G and then D, G, B, D. So it's an open G chord. Also, most bluegrass players start with this sort of tuning as well. It's useful for pretty much any or many of the basic tunes and songs in the key of G. So Cripple Creek, Cindy, Bill Cheatham, that sort of thing. And if a fiddler is playing an A, chances are all you have to do is just capo at the 2nd fret and tune your G string up to A, and you've got the majority of the A tunes that are similar. So this gets used all the time, very standard tuning. The next one that gets used a lot for the modal songs is you take your 2nd string, your B string, and you tune it up to C. So now it's the same as standard tuning, except the 2nd string is a C now. So G, D, G, C, D. And this gets used for a lot of the modal old-time songs and tunes. Greasy Coat, The Cuckoo, Little Maggie, Little Sadie, stuff like that. And because it has no 3rd in the chord, it has a 4th there instead. The standard position for most of these tunes get played out of is just this one finger right here. So you have a open tuning now that has no 3rd in it. That's why it's got that modal sound. It's that old-timey droney sound. So that gets used a lot. And for the A modal tunes, you just capo that up, 2nd fret. Now another one that gets used very commonly is called double C tuning. And to get there from here, all we have to do is take our 4th string from D down to C. And just a little tip before we go on. When you retune one string, you need to check the tuning on all the other ones. The way a banjo head works is it's so flexible that just tuning one string often pushes the other ones away from where they're supposed to be. So usually you have to check twice. So great. Double C tuning. So that's a high G, and then a C, G, C, D. And this gets used for lots of the tunes and songs that are in C. It's a rich sounding tuning because at this bottom here you've got C, G, C, 1, 5, 1 of a C chord, so it's a very rich sound. If you were a guitar player, you'd call that a power chord. If you're playing by yourself, you might be playing Soldier's Joy or Over the Waterfall or Angeline the Baker in C in this tuning. This is kind of the home bass people usually use for the 1 chord, 4 chord, 5 chord. If you're playing with a fiddler who's in D, you just capo this at the 2nd fret. So that's a very wonderful sounding tune. Another one that used to be used a lot more and is kind of going out of fashion is called drop C or classical tuning. It's a lot like standard or this one. What it is that you have this low C, we'll keep it, but instead of having your 2nd string at C, it's back to B from the standard tuning. So it's a high G on our 5th string here, then we got this C down here, G, now we have B, like it's standard tuning, and D. So this was very common in 19th century banjo playing, classical banjo playing, ragtime, And a lot of the old timers played the tunes that we now play in double C in this tuning. Also, if you've ever heard of somebody who plays plectrum banjo, it's a style of banjo playing that usually gets played in jazz. They don't have this fifth string, but it's these notes, C, G, B, D. It's also nice because it's got that C and G on the bottom. If you're thinking about this chord right here, this is C chord, it's got its root in the bass, which is wonderful. So like, you know, Johnny Booker, I learned in this tuning. Davey, I learned in this tuning. It's a nice rich tuning, and it capo as well. A lot of people who do, you know, folky music might like this tuning and capo it here for D and here for E. It's nice. Yeah, so those 4 tunings plus capoed at the 2nd fret will get you through most old-time sessions. You can play pretty much, you know, I'd say 90% of the repertoire. There are countless other tunings, countless variations, and part of the fun is figuring out the variations on these 4 standard ones that you will see. So yeah, click on in the description there to download this little tuning guide, and I hope you'll see you soon. Thanks.